Hello friends, it's me, Tom, coming to you live from my bed. Basically, I'm here to talk about UFC 285, give you a bit of a review, because man, what a card it was. Coming to us from Las Vegas, T-Mobile Arena, headlined by Jones Gunn, heavyweight, undisputed champion of the world. Should we just get into it? Like, this card was incredible, top to bottom. If you didn't watch this card, I'd recommend rewatching. Like, all of it, every part of it had bangers. There's literally, I think there's like 2 fights that I'm not going to talk about, and that's just because they didn't matter. We started off the night with Esteban Hebest or Ribavix taking on Luik Radzhabov. This was just a bit of a banger, really entertaining way to kick off the night. Bit of blood, everybody loves that. Bit of back and forth, ended up 29-28 unanimous to Radzhabov. But yeah, just a really solid opening to this card. There was 2 fights in between this, I think, and then we moved on to one of the South Africans, Cameron Simon, I believe his name is pronounced. Cameron Simon, yes, taking on Martinez. Really complete performance by Cameron Simon. I'm not sure if it might be pronounced like that. The South Africans are weird, but really, really dominant performance. Got a point taken away in the first round by Herb Dean for 2 dick kicks. A bit harsh, in my opinion. I thought that was quite unfair. In the third, I think there was a bit of worry. He did poke him in the eye, and there was talk of maybe another point being taken away, which really would have fucked him over. But he cruised to a victory. I would have had him 30-27, maybe even 30-26 throughout. But yeah, obviously that point deduction gave him a bit of urgency, and he really went for a really crisp striking. Sort of perfect. I think dropped him with a jab at one point. And yeah, overall, great fight. Would recommend that to rewatch. Moving on, we have our boy, the next Conor McGregor, Ian Garry, taking on Song Kenan, the man from China. It was a good fight. It was an okay fight. Ian Garry got absolutely pummeled in the first round. Check left hook, I think it was, from Song Kenan, just absolutely sat him like almost face first. Ian Garry got absolutely slumped in the first round, but came back really nicely. His boxing was super, super crisp, worked like combinations to the body and up top, and eventually finished Song Kenan in the third round. Good performance by Ian Garry. What does he do next? I don't know. Maybe someone in the rankings. I don't think he's ranked yet. But yeah, maybe someone 15th or 13th would be a good step up for him. But he has a long way to go. I don't see him doing too much in this division. There are definitely far better strikers than him. And his wrestling and jiu-jitsu game is yet to be tested. I know he's out there with the Black Zillions, with Gilbert Burns and stuff like that, so it'd be interesting to see how his ground game actually is. But yeah, we move on to the opening fight on the prelims. Julian Marquez taking on Marc-Andre Barrio. Marquez was trash. Barrio, first round, sort of coasted. I'm not sure if he was just getting reads or, saving his energy. Second round, he came out and for probably like a minute and a half, 2 minutes straight, just absolutely flatlined Marquez, and it was really nice to watch. Had some really crisp elbows, was absolutely cutting him up. Like, Marquez was a mess at the end of this fight. But apart from that, that was it, really. That was all that happened in that fight. Second women's fight on the card, second of 3. I think we had one more after this. We had Amanda Hebest taking on Vivian Araujo. I think it's Vivian. It's not Julian, is it? It's Araujo. Amanda Hebest, really, really nice performance in this. She obviously fluctuates between bantam and flyweight, I believe. This was a flyweight, so she was the bigger girl. Definitely you could tell she had a bit more strength. She just, really dominant on the ground. First round was a bit closer, but the second 2, I think she ended up getting a 10-8 in the third round. So, really dominant performance from her. And this is where the night went downhill for me. I placed a 5-leg parlay that started on this fight. Derek Brunson versus Dricus du Plessis, DDP. The S is silent. first round, I was real happy. I had Brunson winning this. First round was really good. Brunson got a takedown early, controlled him there for most of the round. End of the round, I think Dricus hit like a bit of an elbow, and it sort of wobbled Brunson, but didn't appear to do too much. Made it back to his corner and everything. And the second round started, and Brunson came out like a human punching bag. Like he saying he did nothing was an understatement. He just got fucked up for a round, and he sort of almost looked like he fell asleep at the end of the round until his corner threw the towel in, and that was it. Hinting at retirement, it looks like, for the better, I would say, because this was a really bad performance from Derek Brunson. And Dricus moves up into the top 5, you would imagine, maybe 6 or 7. Brunson was 5th, so technically nowadays I guess they do replace them. What does he do next? Maybe a Marvin Vettori or a Paulo Costa, depending on if Paulo Costa comes back. That'd be a really entertaining fight. But we move on to the featured fight on the prelims, the return kind of Cody No-Chin Garbrandt taking on Jon Jones. This was a very dead fight, very, very dead fight. First 2 rounds, Cody didn't have to do much. He got a takedown, and Jon Jones was pretty much playing the William Knight. I think I posted and I said Jon Jones is using the tactic of hoping that your opponent gets knocked out by a gust of wind, because he threw fuck all, and it was embarrassing. And in the third round, when he actually did throw something, he hit Garbrandt with like 3 shots, and he like stunned him. And then when he had an opportunity to do something, he took him down. So rightfully deserved to lose this. Cody Garbrandt, what does he do next? I don't care. I was hoping he lost this and got cut. I don't like him. Rogan was really, really bad on commentary for this. He was really bad throughout the night. Early prelims, he was quite good. I'm not sure if it's just because he didn't know anyone, so he didn't have a bias, or what the guy was. But yeah, later on the card, Jones was unbearable. I had to mute it. It was pretty bad. Main card kicks off the debut of Bo Nickel taking on Jamie Pickett, the much anticipated Bo Nickel, like a D1 wrestler. I don't really know what the divisional wrestling in America's like, but he won everything, and that's pretty much what happened here. He got a takedown early. Controversial because there was a nut shot involved that nobody said anything about except everybody online. Like the commentators didn't mention it. It wasn't looked at afterwards. So who knows there? But yeah, I think he won by arm triangle. Prospect, I don't know. I don't think he's actually going to be as good. I think his wrestling's really good. So is his jiu-jitsu, but I think just someone like Poitin, I think the strength, someone like Whitaker or Hamzat, even like a Marvin Vettori, I think would cause him problems, just because they're so strong and they can defend those takedowns. Jamie Pickett was definitely defending a few of them until he got hit with that nut shot. So it'll be interesting to see what Bo Nickel does next. But yeah, it was an easy win for him. Moving on now, we have late replacement Mateus Garbrandt taking on Jalen Turner. What are people on about, man? This fight, I had this fight 30-27. At most, you could have given it 29-28. At worst, you could have given it 29-28 to Garbrandt, but easily controlled Jalen Turner, got takedown after takedown. There were a few shots that Turner landed on the feet, dropped him in the second, I believe. I don't think it was a drop down, I think it was a slip, while Garbrandt was going for a takedown. And in the third, I think he did get a knockdown. So, if you want to give him one round, cool, I don't care, but 30-27, Garbrandt, easy in my opinion. He just dominated. He's so fun to watch with his grappling and his wrestling and stuff. Just so smooth with it. People can hate all they want, bum sniffer, whatever, crotch sniffer. Garbrandt was really impressive, and he belongs. He would cause real problems to an Islam. Or Justin Gaethje, that'd be quite a good fight. I think Gaethje's takedown defense would be quite good against Gamrot's. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see what he does next. What could he do? I guess he has to wait for the loser of a Fiziev versus Gaethje. I would say he would get the loser of that. Moving on now to another prospect, Shavkat Rahmanov. He pieced up Jeff Neal on the feet. Really dominant performance. He got wobbled, he got stunned quite bad at one point, but I think that was just because he was getting comfortable. He'll definitely take that in future and sort of watch himself, be a bit more cautious, but he's so well-rounded with his takedowns, with his striking, with his clinch work. 17 fights, 17 finishes now. Got the standing rear naked choke. It was so impressive. He just literally had him up like that. So good to watch. Jeff Neal, credit to him, he just sort of stayed in there, but he was getting fucked up bad. He was bleeding bad. The elbows again, they were really good work. Shock of the night goes to the co-main event. Valentina Shevchenko against Alexa Grasso. I just said fuck off. I think the commentators were really hyping Grasso up way too much in this. She definitely won the first round. She sort of hit Valentina and definitely put her on notice, but 2, 3, and I can't remember what round this fight finished in, if it was 4 or 5, but everything leading up to the finish was Valentina, in my opinion. She got takedown after takedown. Grasso got up on a few occasions, but, nothing impressive. And then, fight ends. Valentina goes for a spinning back kick. Really close. It was really stupid. There was no room to hit it or anything. And Grasso takes the back. And gets a rear naked choke. New champ. Upset. I think Valentina, they obviously run that back. Obviously, you have to. Valentina takes it in the rematch, though. I've seen a few people say, Valentina complacent. Very possible. So we could just see another Pena versus Nunes again in the rematch of that. It was pretty bad. But yeah, main event time. Fuck, there really wasn't much in this. Jon Jones versus Cyril. Obviously, Jones is the GOAT. I was a bit weary. 3 years off. And not just that, but he did look a bit average in his last few performances. But yeah, he was big. And he just came out, got a takedown, and hit Cyril with a guillotine. I think within 2 minutes. I still love Cyril. Cyril's my boy. Probably one of my favourite fighters. Top 5, definitely. But yeah, it was hard to watch. Jones, yeah, what can you say? But he's the GOAT. That's pretty much it, eh? It'd be interesting to see what he does next. Stipe is the one, I guess. But if they can't come to a deal with that, you've got Pavlovich versus Blades coming up. Obviously, the winner of that would take the title shot, I guess, if they can't come to an agreement with Stipe Jones. I still think Cyril is top 2 in that division. I think he beats everyone, probably except Jones. And he might have to look at moving his camp to America. I don't think France is doing him too well. I think Francis has said that before. The French camp is not the best, so if he wants to evolve his game, come on over to America, and let's get Cyril that world title. I just think he just, I don't know, just didn't look all there tonight. No excuses for him or anything, but just happened all so quick. It wasn't necessarily anything Jon did really good. It was more just Cyril, he missed a strike. And next thing you know, he's got his back, and that's it. But yeah, that's pretty much it for UFC 285. A really good card tonight. It's gonna be up there for card of the year, definitely. Just top to bottom, like I said, it was so well rounded. Just great fights, great grappling, great striking, finishes, wars. Still a bit of confusion over that Brunson fight. I don't know what happened in that second round to Brunson. But yeah, let me know in the comments. What did you think? What do you think of Jones's performance? What's next for that? Do you see the Stipe fight happening? Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the flip side. Power. Dricus Duplessis. Peace.